welcome back. So I recently finished A Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and I was just blown away by this book. It was so amazing that I just had to make a review and discuss it with you guys. I initially went into this book with pretty low expectations. I wasn't really expecting too much out of it. I've bought this book almost a year ago, and I never really felt like reading it up until Queen of Shadows came out, and it just threw up so much hype that I was really curious, and I figured I'd just, I have the book, I already bought it, I might as well give it a go and see how I like it. Well, I was blown away. I thought this book was fantastic. Sarah J Maas is a talented writer. I'm going to talk about the plot, the writing style, and really dive into characters. There shouldn't be any spoilers in this review. I'm not going to mention any of like the twists of the story and the ending. So this book is about a 17-year-old girl named Celaena, and she is the assassin of this world, and she is thrown into a death camp to work in the salt mines for her crimes. Well, at the beginning of the book, Celaena is chosen by Prince Dorian as his champion to compete in these games or challenges against other convicts, and the winner gets to be the king's champion, the king's assassin. After 4 years of serving the king, then Celaena can go free. One of the things I love about this book is the world that we're introduced to, and we're introduced to this world really slowly, just kind of bits by bit. Sarah J Maas gives us information about a couple of cities, and then there's only like 1 or 2 different languages that we're introduced to, which is kind of nice because we can familiarize ourselves with a little bit of this world, and then as the series progresses, then we'll probably learn more and more and more about this new world. I love the writing style. This book reads so easily and it flows really well. I mean, I was sitting down for maybe a couple hours reading, and then I look up and I realize that I've just read hundreds of pages. You're just immersed into this story, and I never found myself falling out of the story. There is a pretty unexpected twist towards the middle of the book, which I really like. It's always nice to read a book that you're not predicting the ending. Also, this book does get it has its moments where it's pretty dark, but then it also has its really funny and sarcastic moments, and that really has all to do with Celaena. There is a love triangle in this book, but I have to say that it actually works because Dorian and Chaol, they were created and they have roles in this book, important roles. Chaol is the king's guardian and Dorian is the prince. Even if there wasn't a love triangle, those 2 characters their role is still important, which I really like. I like that they weren't solely created for a love triangle. Alright, so let's dive into the characters. Celaena is my favorite character by far in this book. She is a ruthless assassin, yet she still has all these fears and she has this anxiety, and she actually has a really big heart. She cares about her friends. She creates 2 friendships with Nehemia and Nox, which I loved. It really allowed us to see kind of the softer side of Celaena, and she's got a lot of fears. There are so many times in this book where she's like, I will not be afraid, I will not be afraid. She's really scared, which is nice because there are certain parts of the book where she should be scared. She's also really funny and really sarcastic. I love that. Most of the funny moments are between Celaena and Chaol. Also, Celaena is extremely intelligent, and I love that about her. She knows her strengths and she uses those strengths against other people to get what she wants. One of my favorite lines in this book is at page 3. It's the very beginning, and we kind of get more into knowing Celaena's character and her intelligence. She is at the death camp and Chaol is bringing her to go see Prince Dorian, and she's in shackles, and they're trying to confuse her by walking around the camp, parts of the camp that she hadn't been at, but instead she says the only thing all the intended disorientation had accomplished was to familiarize her with the building. idiots. They're trying to confuse her, yet instead they're just showing her every exit point. And then another one of my favorite lines is when Prince Dorian is offering her this chance to be, you know, his champion and participate in the games and the duels. She's like kind of talking back at him, so he asks her, "So you won't take the offer?" And she replies with, "Of course I'm going to take the offer." She snapped. "I'll be your absurd champion if you agree to free me in 3 years, not 5. Then Dorian says 4. So she says, fine. So she's getting a chance for freedom, but she's like, okay, well, you're seeking me out, so I have a feeling that you really want me to participate in this stupid games, so I'm gonna do it. But you know what? Not 5 years, I want 3. My second favorite character is Chaol. He's very mysterious, very quiet, but we do get to see the soft side of him. He does what's right, and that's, I think, one of his best attributes. He's the king's guardian, so the right thing is to protect the king. Then he protects the prince. Then him and Celaena really start to grow and have a friendship together, and they care about one another, and there is a part of the book where he does the right thing by protecting Celaena, and I really love that. You really get to see Chaol's character development, and a lot of it is through his actions and not through conversation. And then there's Dorian. I liked Dorian. He's pretty likable, but there were so many times where I just thought he was annoying and kind of a wuss. I mentioned this before, Nehemia and Celaena's friendship is so wonderful. I really liked it. Nehemia is really smart. You can tell from the beginning she's smart and she's so brave, and she's really willing to do whatever she can for her people, so I really respected and loved Nehemia. And same with Nox. I liked that she developed an alliance with Nox. We didn't get too much information about the king. He really gave me kind of a President Snow vibe from The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I assume that we're going to learn more about the king later on in the books as we kind of learn more about the world. You know, we're told that he's doing all these terrible things. We're not given necessarily specific examples except for one, so I'm interested to see more about how the king is ruling and specific examples as to why he is a terrible king. Well, that is it for my book review on Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I gave this book a 4 to 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really loved it, and I highly recommend it. It's not too heavy on the romance. The love triangle actually works pretty well, and although Celaena at times can be a little annoying, she's cocky, she's sarcastic, she's also intelligent, and I love her thought process. She's just a really well-rounded character, and she made this book just so fantastic. And I mean, look at this book cover. It's just so beautiful. Comment down below, let me know what you guys thought of this book, and let's discuss it together. I'll see you soon with my next video.